Hey, Gobox here. So, lots of things going on in the world of MUT today. First, let's go through the 50 players, then we'll talk about the patch today that should be deploying anytime soon out to your consoles. We'll talk about a little thing that got delayed that we're a little disappointed on, and a couple other things. So, first up, 50 players coming later today at 2 p.m. Eastern. Apparently, this is just, came out late last week. It'll come out later in the day this week, so similar time as like Team of the Week comes out on Tuesday. So Tuesday, Friday. I actually kind of like the later afternoon drops. It helps like West Coasters not have to be woken up by a rooster in order to get to it. But Shaz first of all for, the 50. Right? One of the greatest Madden players of all time. And Kralo made sure to make that distinction. These are Madden players, not NFL players. This isn't the NFL 100. Madden players of all time. Ryan Shazier is a god tier user. This year, sadly, because his position... Because this has 3 letters instead of 2, he doesn't really play that well, right? If the 2 letters that were there were FS or SS, he'd play fine at linebacker. But sadly, with these stats, it's great and all, phenomenal, but, it's weird that you should go to a nickel set not only to stop the run, but also to stop the pass. And, Shaz is what it is, right? And like, when he was MUT Master, back when linebackers could jump, that was just wild. That was absolutely, the first time I had Shaz pick a ball off 20 yards underneath my receiver, I wanted to just go, put my head through the wall over there. And there are a few holes, sure, I'm not going to show them, but most of them are other size holes here in the dungeon. But, so it's a good and the bad. Good and the bad, right? Zone coverage, 86. Power, 83. Not that hit power matters a ton. Block shed, 81. Not that that's a big deal either. It's like the most effective run stopping strategy I found from linebacker is like retreating and going back, right? Just circling around the blocker because they're too dumb to keep pushing you. Or the mechanic is in the game for them to use your momentum and just push you right over. It's disengage and then circle back around and make the tackle, and it's all right, that was a 0-yard gain. So Shaz for that, solid card overall. I'll be getting for the Steelers theme team. Unfortunately, Steelers theme team doesn't have a receiver, so it's kind of still a little on the underpowered side, as you won't be able to pass the ball in the game as it is, and we'll talk about that in a second with the bench press changes, or lack of changes. Taylor Mays is another one. It's funny, we got a tall defender, and whoop, tall receiver. They equalize themselves out, right? It's like when Magic the Gathering prints what they think could be a potentially overpowered card, they print the direct counter to it in the same set. So, Taylor Mays, let's go through him first. God tier player, 90 speed, stock, and a strong safety. Obviously, power up to 91. 49ers theme team, which I think I'll be putting together today, to 92, then sprinted to 94 speed. So, essentially, the fastest card in the game, or right up there. Pretty not the, but pretty close to the fastest. Tall, 6'3", I believe is what they'll use his height as. And zone coverage, not a man coverage guy, but I think you're going to see a lot of guys usering this Taylor Mays, and it should be a fun time at, that kind of speed and height stats, and he'll be able to jump for the ball. So a significantly better card, sadly, than Shaz. Next up is Vincent Jackson, 89 speed. Now, you gotta decide what you want to do. Either give him a deep route running over 90, or... The other two is play fake. Oh, wait, I'd be a bad meteorologist. Short route running, medium route running. Generally, the deep route running is more important because of the man meta, posts and Z routes. You want that deep route running higher for wide receivers. Tight ends, I think I'd rather go medium route running with the crossers, but receivers, I like deep route running. Obviously, all of them over 90 would be glorious. But Vincent Jackson, tall. If you're a Jemai, you're probably swerving dudes with this card. 6'5" is what I believe they'll put him at in-game, as that's what he's traditionally been. A solid overall batch. The only one, the most powerful one, I think, is this Taylor Mays by far. It just looks hot, right? It looks hot, hot, hot. All right, what else is coming? All right, updates. So they did Krayla talked about bench press getting delayed till next week for Kawan Short make right grants. He's the one guy that did, I tell you, they are so understaffed there. One guy is that critical? What if that guy goes out sick? They just don't make updates to their game in MUT? That's insane. That one guy did all the Kawan Short make rights and is the one that's gonna do the AP point balancing with bench press. There's nobody else there. It's just one guy in a hamster wheel, and then Kralo's off just disheveled in the corner after getting shit on by the community and shit on by the bosses there. There's 10 bosses, one actual worker, and each boss has their own fucking whip that just cracks in a different sound so they know they're coming around. Like that guy's like, oh my god, I forgot to put TPS, the cover sheet on the TPS reports this week. Oh, I'm gonna get killed, and crack, 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 crack. Terrible. Horrible. What the fuck? One guy doing all that? Oh, that's disappointing. I will say that. So another weekend league bench press. So break out your I forms, break out your twin tight ends, break out your unbumpables. It's the way it is until next week. Hopefully early. They said Madden update. Voice will be updated based off later title update. So he did go through some title notes, which I'll talk about in a second. MUT rewards came out yesterday. Quan Short make rights. Calico Ultimate Challenge fixed. And MUT draft updates happened on the 7th. We talked about those yesterday. I am actually kind of interested in looking at these Gridiron notes. They haven't been updated. They said for the patch. Oh, there they are. Perfect. All right, so Kraylo went over these on stream, and it was a lot of like bug fixes, which I'm totally okay with early on in the game cycle, is fixing the bugs. Obviously, they've tweaked the game and made it way worse, and they didn't fix the bugs. Like, they did the exact opposite of what I wanted in the last couple patches, and that's where we are right now. I think Madden actually today is playing worse than it played 2 weeks ago, or right before that, patch that caused all the wide receiver drops, but here we are. Anyways, gameplay updates. They improved Unstoppable Force. Don't give a shit. Improved Avalanche. Also don't give a shit. Don't use either of them as their X factors, but cool. Coverage. Fixed issue with coverage assignment incorrectly switching to Big Nickel. Awesome. I hope this is like that thing where you if it's just specific to Big Nickel, that might be a little interesting. The 3-3-5 wide, where your guy would switch to a quarterback spy. This is annoying. This was really annoying. The worst is like these coverage assignment switching, like where you'd have a spy out there on the field and he switch randomly with a man coverage guy. I hope that's it. And they didn't specifically say that, but like this just reminds me that happens, and like then a guy goes wide open because your defensive tackle's trying to cover like a wide receiver or a corner out from the tight end, and it's like, oh my god, easy picking up a yard, because this game has its majority of bugs, or its fair share of them. Improved default zone drop coach adjustments for flat zones, so cloud flats and hard flats will play appropriately when on the field at the same time. Now, I believe this means like maybe hard flats, default zone drop coach adjustments. So that way, like when you don't have anything on your zone drop coach adjustments, hard flats will play hard flats and cloud flats will play cloud flats. Cool. Improved cover for palms, inside quarter safety, play better to cover the number 2 receiver. I wonder if those are those one-play beaters I showed on my last patch testing video. If it is, maybe palms is worth a try, but palms has gotten roasted so much. I'm still nervous about playing it, but yeah, I mean I could try it, but I think just a post pattern from a slot receiver is still its downfall. Addressed an issue in cover 4 with a quarter flat player would match routes that he should not have been matching. Okay, not very specific at all. But there might be, more than they want to put there, and we'll just have to discover it on our own, or just ignore quarters like we have been all year. General gameplay improvements. Opposing player to freeze in the middle of the field during offense-only practice. It's such a small little thing, but cool. Fix the zone mantel where offense users... All right, so they got rid of... All right, this is kind of cool. Trips tight end got nerfed a little bit a couple of patches back, because if they're in man coverage, you wouldn't be able to snap. So, like, motion snap, like if they're in a man blitz, sometimes in trips tight end you motion snap to stop that blitz. You weren't able to do that if they're in a man blitz. Like I faced a guy man blitz me, I was like, I can't block it. It took me till too late in the game to realize just send 5 out. I can't block it because motion blocking is they broke it. Just send 5 out, make a quick read. And I started to do that, and unfortunately I did that in the 4th quarter. It was too late and I lost the game. But this right here, I like it. I like it. I really hope they fix the motion man glitch too, or is that still in the game? Because they kind of reverted their patch for that, it seems. So we'll see if they fix that. If they just went to the same kind of logic that they use with matchup by speed, which was clearly the better way of doing it from day one. Instead of motion locking, instead of snap blocking the game for trips tight end, make it so the defense motions across just like the way it does when it's matchup by speed. And that I thought was the much better solution. So hopefully that's the way they went, because that's just it looked a lot less glitchy to me. Address an issue cornerback coach adjustment being said the speed resulting middle linebacker be landed outside cornerback. Cool. That's a glitch fix. Unblock running single back bunch. All right, that's super small, but cool. Fix an issue with offensive user not having the ball spot at 5 yards. Kind of like a scrimmage, false start. Cool. It's a bug fix. Love it. Issue, bug fix, broken tack. Wait. Where we were not getting the correct amount of broken stiff arm tackles to trigger. They buffed the run game. Did they really buff the run game? We were not getting the correct amount of broken stiff arm tackles to trigger. They buffed the run game. They buffed stiff arm. I think it's worth trying out stiff arm. I can't believe they did that. Really? Damn, they buffed stiff arms, dog. All right, time to try out armbar again. Maybe they brought armbar back to the start of last year. Oh no, dude. This is terrible. The no patch to the weird. There's no patch to the truck air glitch anymore. They didn't do that one though. Weird, because you can't nerf the run game. It's so weird to see constant buffs to the run game, even though it's too powerful as it is. Address some audio and general stability issues. Cool. Hopefully online stability gets better, but I've been burned my fair share of time of general stability issues. All right, fix an issue where each and every star reward is awarded separately instead of combined. Fix an issue, salary cap issue, help balance amount of XP awarded. Do they buff back solo challenges XP award? That'd be kind of cool if they did buff that back. Implemented the 80-20 item view when comparing players from the lineup screen. Okay, good, because their card art is trash when it's like 50-50 and I can't see half the card. And the icons are still super small anyways. Yeah, just get rid of the 50-50 view. Get rid of the 80-20 view. Just like do 100% view, baby. Let us look at the icons on another screen. Don't care. They're too small to recognize anyways. Various UI improvements to increase legibility of text. Thank you. Boomer appreciates it. Franchise updates. Face of the franchise still does not have. We have eliminated this mode. So disappointing that they haven't done that patch note yet. We are moving on from Face of the Franchise. We've dedicated those resources to gameplay, MUT, and Classic Franchise. That's the only one I care about seeing with Face of the Franchise. Franchise updates, stability improvements, salaries, relocation text, generated draft class, rating boost at wide receiver, receives Heisman winner, cool. Yard updates, not really caring that much. Presentation updates, SFX, commentary tuning, helmet placement on multiple players. All right, it is what it is. That's not that interesting to me. The most interesting stuff was gameplay, and then, yeah, some crazy shit right here. XP award for solo challenges. All right, so that's that part. Was there anything else I want to look at? The AP, Geno Atkins and the Rivalz solo. So Geno Atkins is coming out today. Now, it's a very frustrating thing for me to come to Madden after using all summer, after playing MLB The Show all summer, and coming to Madden looking at their solo rewards versus MLB The Show. MLB The Show gave out fucking Babe Ruth and now Lou Gehrig for doing solos. These motherfuckers are giving out an 87 overall defensive tackle. Now, defensive tackle's cool, but this motherfucker need to be 90. Let's look at this rationally. Engaging in the game. Do you know how much more your audience would love you if you gave out a 90 overall Geno Atkins instead of an 87 overall, which is barely competitive right now? Come on, EA. You gotta be more generous. Like, dude, MLB The Show, you got 9 players on the field at once. You got a pitcher, you got a pitching staff, of course. You got your 8 batters. Okay? 9 players and 8 that are gonna play for you every day. Madden, we have 22 that are playing for us every game, plus some more with the substitutions that we go through. And you're still ripping us off more than MLB The Show for solo rewards. You got to buff that. 87 overall, you can't. It's a nat card. That's got to be 90 right now. You got to make that competitive. This is like where like heavyweights were last year. It's like, okay, but that's not good enough. No, buff that shit up because this is great, right? New solos, phenomenal. But when the reward is like you know, you get finished mowing a lawn and they give you a quarter as a reward, you're like, oh, so the real reward were the friends we made along the way? No, come on, EA. Get better with that, please. So, anyways, I think that's all I wanted to talk about today, right? Rivalz Part 2. Lots of bug fixes in the bench press. Oh, shoot. Sorry, I didn't take that off. You guys can see my playbooks. Bench press fix delayed till Monday because they got that one dude and a hamster running their corporation right now. So, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be on Twitch for that 50 drop later. Hope to see you there. Until then, watch the sponsor, please. Rock Bottom Coins is the #1 place to get your Madden 21 coins. If you make coins for my videos, sell them to Rock Bottom. If you're buying, use my code GUTBOX for 15% off. I'm so bad at that. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.